let's start from the beginning. Depression is not an illness. Depression is a gift. As long as you look at depression from the medical and from the wrong side, from the wrong point of view, that depression it's a mental illness, you will try to find answers in an old setup scheme. You cannot come with any good conclusion. You have to come out of the old model of thinking, about the brain, about the way we operate, and about who we really are. Depression is an inner fight. It's the fight of the real self against the society, the societal self, the self that we have been forced to, or the selves, because if we want to be honest, the whole society suffers from multiple personality disorders. Since you arrive in this world, you are forced by the school, by the church, by the society, here we go, the name again, to become something that you are not necessarily. You never find out who you are until you really hit this crisis called depression. Until then, you just follow rules. You enter from one little place into another one and into a bigger one, from the family cell into the school cell or nursery cell, then the school, and then the college, university, workforce, and then the psychiatry cell or psychiatric cell until you come out to realize that you've been living somebody else's life. This is what depression really is. It's a wake-up call. Obviously, I'm trying to oversimplify here because I want this video to be very short to answer this question. Yes, why do only few of us get hit by depression, by this big train, and why others are not? Well, because this is an answer I actually gave to my client. Depression is a gift, and not everybody deserves this gift. In my experience, people suffering from depression are really gifted people, really intelligent people. Of course, there are exceptions in every case. In every area there are exceptions. But the general rule is that people that suffer from depression are people that are really, really intelligent. And I'm not talking about the bookworm intelligence. I'm not talking about the university intelligence. I am talking about the true intelligence, the native intelligence that they carry. And I'm talking about the multifaceted intelligence. These people are often, you, if you are watching and you are one of them, are talented in many areas. In fact, you are good quite at everything you put your mind to, and you are the go-to person. You are very trustworthy. You have a very high moral standard. You are really your worst enemy because you are so strict and so demanding, and people often are scared of you. You are so demanding with others because you are so damn demanding with yourself. You are asking more from yourself than you are asking from the others. Therefore, when you ask something from others, you expect things to be the way you would perform for others if somebody would ask that from you. There are many reasons why that are contributing to what we call depression. But the main one, the really main one, is that those that are the most gifted, and gifted at an intellectual level, and when I'm talking about intelligence, I'm talking about emotional intelligence, yet even if you struggle with it, but you do have it, because you communicate through your emotions, you are an empath. All depressed people, all people suffering from depression, not to mention schizophrenia, which I have treated as well in very few sessions, you are strong empaths and telepaths. So your empathic and telepathic abilities are more developed than that of those that don't suffer from it, those that rely thoroughly on the brain or on their material part of life, what some of you call the base chakra. So it's to give a general answer of why some people are touched by depression, and in general these people are, in all my cases, in all my clients' cases, they're really, really intelligent. The trouble is that, and this is one thing that Self, in my conversation with Self, kept throwing at me. And I'm going to throw it at you as well, because it is relevant. What makes you strong makes you weak, and what makes you weak makes you strong. That was the phrase that Self kept throwing at me. That's true. Being so intelligent, being so demanding, and having such high morality, we feel ashamed to ask for help. We don't want to be a burden to anyone. We think that if we are intelligent enough, we should at least work out what the hell is going on in our head or in our emotions, and deal with them. This is the way I thought, and I acted for more than 20 years of my life. Every single time when I was going down in those whirlpools of emotion, I thought, what's wrong with you? Get a grip. For goodness sake, Gratiela, you are strong enough. You are intelligent enough. And so I was trying everything. I was doing from cleaning to doing speed walk, or then shopping, of course. There is no way of really addressing depression. There is no way of coming out of depression until you start admitting that there is a call and you have to take it. Everybody, imagine you being at a meeting and you have this annoying, or in a cinema, but generally, imagine a business meeting where you should have your phone turned off, and then you have this buzzing, a very embarrassing melody coming to put you on a spot. And you try to pretend that it's not there. In the end, that you have to take that call. That's the thing with depression. You have to take that call. It keeps buzzing at you. It keeps coming through every single form. It will be, if not, it's going to be and in fact, all psychosomatic conditions are just decoy. Depression being decoy, because society accepts so easily a physical illness. In fact, it's expected. You are taught from since you are young. First of all, you need to get the vaccination against God knows what illness. You are inoculated, literally and metaphorically, with the idea and with disease, with the idea of disease, and to expect disease sooner or later, but it's gonna come. Check yourself to detect your cancer early. To detect your cancer, nonetheless, is not check yourself to find out how much lies in your power. Check yourself, see how great you are, more than actually what you can see in a mirror, or what your employer or even your spouse or your parents could tell you. No, check yourself to detect your cancer early, but to detect something, yeah. Check, blood tests to detect every part of our society, every level of our teaching about ourselves is based on accepting and expecting illness and disease. So, physical illness is not only accepted, it's expected in our society. Therefore, when we have that call that we refuse to take, we are so clever that we know how to decoy it. Our body, because our body is so intelligent and so amazing, is translating it in some kind of form that for that moment it's easier for you to deal with. It's a scare of cancer. In my case, I had a scare of breast cancer and so many other conditions that I was going from specialist to specialist. I even had an operation and had to see what was going wrong with me. And they couldn't find anything, yet I was dying. In the end, I had to die. I arrived at 48 kilos and I died. I had to go through a near-death experience to finally learn what I was running from and what I was resisting to. And that was the greater part of myself with which I came since I was little, which I refused because I was afraid that if I would say who I think I am, if I would really let out what I think, what I see, the way I see people, the way I read them like a scanner, the way I read emotions, the way all the information that I brought from out of here, meaning not from Earth, because I am not from Earth, and although I inhabit a physical body, Earth physical body, I thought I would be locked out in a psychiatric world. I was afraid, and to be normal, I tried all my life to be normal. I fought so hard to become normal. I actually fought so hard that I went to 2 law degrees into a different system, into 2 different countries, just to be normal, just to prove that I'm normal. I had a great intellect, of course, and I could use equally my left brain as my right brain, but in the process of discovering what was wrong with me, I realized that I was going into extremes. When I was either very left brain, really focused and sharp, and that was almost no emotion. I used to say, if you want a heart, go to a cardiologist or a butcher. I was really proud of my intellectual sharpness. On the other hand, when I was coming home and I was finding my little daughter, I was going into the heart and I was melting, and I felt I was becoming like a towel, like a doormat. I was really, really weak, almost, not just soft. I was weak. I could not engage the brain at the same time as my emotions, and I thought, that's really weird. What's going on? If I was going, and I scared myself, because when I was in my brain, as soon as I was coming from my low world, I was afraid that I couldn't relate to my daughter the same way I was if I would have just taken some time off.